Hello, folks. It's Jeremy Osterberger with Big Magazine. I'm joined by Stephen Kelman of Wood. Stephen is the operations director within Wood's operations business in the Americas, based in Houston, and is responsible for the delivery of digital and decarbonization initiatives to support its clients' goals. I've known Stephen for some time now, and I know he has about 11 years of experience with operations and maintenance delivery, both offshore in the UK and the U.S. Gulf Coast, as well as across downstream in the chemical sectors in U.S. and Canada. Stephen, thanks for joining us, man.
No, glad to be here, Jeremy, and thanks for having me on.
So right off the bat, Stephen, you're obviously from Texas, given right.
Yeah, just a little east now. Originally from Aberdeen, Scotland. Jeremy, been in the US now for just over 7 years. Spent 3 years in Louisiana, and I've now been in Houston, Texas since January of 2020. So.
And we both know that in Louisiana, you were indoctrinated to some good food and the most important thing, which is Louisiana State University sports. So we're both Tiger fans. So there we go.
Yes, you're correct on that.
Awesome, man. Hey, who isn't, right? So, so there's a couple of Bama fans, a couple of A&M fans out there, just a couple. So, all right, man. Well, Stephen, thanks for spending some time today. Let's get into it. So, look, people know Wood, but for our viewers who are maybe not familiar with the full overview of Wood's delivery, could you take some time to talk about everything that Wood delivers to the industrial market?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I guess really kind of to set it out in context, Wood is one of the world's leading consulting and engineering organizations. We operate across kind of two key end markets, which is energy and materials. When we talk about that, really what that means is from an energy perspective, really focused on energy security, energy transition. Materials perspective is, in that kind of metals, mineral space, life sciences, chemicals. We operate globally across more than 60 countries and have around about 36,000 employees in our organization today. We are split into three key business groups, which is our consulting business group, which really looks after, kind of that early stage pre-feed study work through into kind of some of those early phase engineering activities. They also have a lot of technical solutions for automation, digital, a number of other pieces, kind of special services in there. We have our projects group, which really does what it says in the tin, engineering, procurement, construction management, some construction in there as well. And then we have our operations business. So, once the asset goes into operations, we can really support our clients with the delivery of operations, maintenance, small modifications. So really, when you look at across the kind of whole business, or sort of the whole life cycle of an asset, we can support from green to green, from kind of early phase all the way through to kind of decommissioning as well. We went through a bit of a strategic refresh throughout 2022. Which kind of really landed us on our two key end markets of energy and materials, and kind of grounded us in those markets, which has been excellent. Alongside those kind of two markets, we have our two, what we kind of call our cross-cutting drivers, which are decarbonization and digital solutions, which we know obviously all of our clients are really asking for. We see it in the media, we see it in the different regulations that come through, and part of that is now where I focus in our business, really across for our operations clients, is leading the delivery of those decarb and digital solutions as well. So.
Thanks, Stephen, for that update. So I want to dig into Iris Edge. It's the fastest and most accurate methane detection tool that I've heard about in recent times. Why is using the Iris Edge so important for operators in the oil and gas space and their assets?
Yeah, no, great question, Jeremy. And I think for a bit of context, we've been working with our partner Explorabot on this solution for kind of almost 4 years now. We've done a number of different iterations, and Iris Edge is our final product that we have in the marketplace today. With the introduction of the US Inflation Reduction Act, or IRA, and the other global policies that are directing some of that government spending towards reducing carbon emissions, we see that as just kind of firmly put methane emissions at the top of the energy industry's agenda. What that means, is there is the potential for those stricter fines across the industry at the moment for any methane leaks, depending on size of assets. These fines could be astronomical. From a Wood perspective, and I say with our partner Explorer Iris Edge, as part of our commitment to design and deliver effective carbon management solutions to support that net zero future. With the tool itself, this allows our clients to understand exactly where they are in terms from a methane emissions perspective. And the tool itself can be deployed via handheld, which is a real key advantage, that and it doesn't require any specialist training or any specialist knowledge. It can be deployed by anybody on the facility. They can scan the equipment, scan the asset itself. We will, with the software that's integrated into the device, it will build a 3D model of that particular piece of equipment. So you'll get a real-time visualization of what the equipment looks like and the condition of it. But it will also overlay on top of that the methane emissions data. So you can see specifically down to which flange, which valve, component level accuracy of where you have emissions, so you can then prioritize those. This is the first tool and the only tool that I've seen that kind of goes to that level of detail, where you can actually, hone in specifically on those things. And as I say, because it can be used by anybody, it means that we don't have to interrupt the day-to-day operations on the plant or on the facility. We can really kind of get that done at that time as well. So yeah, that's what we have with our Iris Edge solution, Jeremy.
And so, Stephen, there's two Iris Edge pilot programs I read about on your website. One is the Carbon Creek Energy in Wyoming, and the other is Multinational Corporation in Newfoundland, Canada. Have you done any other pilot programs?
Yes, yeah, we have done a multitude of pilot programs, Jeremy, with a number of clients globally. We've kind of just selected a couple of key ones to highlight on the website just to showcase some of those because they're such kind of key activities. When we look at the Carbon Creek Energy program there, we've been working with Carbon Creek as an organization for a number of years. We support their day-to-day operations and maintenance delivery, manage their production activities for them. As part of our pilot program with Carbon Creek, we really worked into developing a kind of a flow of which pieces of the facilities we wanted to look at, because there's Carbon Creek itself has 4,200 wells across the state of Wyoming. So a lot of infrastructure that we need to scan. So, based on the risk ranking of those, we scanned those. We identified there was some areas that needed repair, so we were able to kind of work that in with our day-to-day maintenance crews. We have also done, as you mentioned, kind of some pilots offshore in Canada, which also went really, really well. Got some good use cases with the tool. And we're currently, I actually just returned from a trip to Trinidad last week, where we engaged with a number of clients in the Trinidadian energy sector, who are really interested in now exploring some pilot deployments there. We have a number of opportunities that we're tracking globally right now, and we've got a lot in the pipeline to deliver as well. So.
Thanks, Stephen, for that update on the Irish Edge. So, Stephen, you serve on a lot of committees and participate in dialogues with associations across the industry. Man, you and I network, and I see you at a lot of the same places. What are owner and operators demanding from EPC contractors over the next, 1 to 3 years? I know that crystal ball is not always clear, right? But what are you seeing out there here in the short term?
Yeah, no, great question, Jeremy. And I think it's a really important one. As you say, the crystal ball kind of changes from day to day. But really, what we're seeing is, clients are looking for the contracting community to take on comprehensive responsibility. They're looking for time and cost certainty. Speaking to a number of owner operators, there's still a significant pressure on capital. So really looking at how they can eliminate that and really understand what they're up against. Looking for depth of expertise and global support. So as I say, we have a global footprint. We can bring in resources to support that and really kind of get those technical skill sets. And then really, obviously the key thing is, that commitment to safe operations and quality assurance. So safety is always paramount, number one priority. So that's always remained front and center. And then I think, as I kind of mentioned at the outset, we see it, the industry sees it, digitalization and decarbonization really come into the forefront as well across the agenda with the kind of community as well, Jeremy.
Yeah, when we talk to a lot of our readers and audience members of BIC Magazine and BIC's assets, quality of craft work is a major concern as well. So it kind of plays into what you just said as far as the expectation from some of the owners.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else is on the outlook for wood in 2024? Kind of wrapping our discussion, Stephen. Anything else you want to kind of cover on this discussion today?
Yeah, no, I think maybe two things I'd like to touch on, Jeremy. First off is just a little piece around our main TI technology that we have in the business. We've seen a number of kind of key opportunities and delivery for our clients. We actually had an article published in the BIC magazine in September, October last year on this, which allows us to kind of continue on that digitalization journey, but it also links, I would say, to the cost certainty challenge, helping our clients to really optimize their spend when it comes to maintenance perspective. We're really looking at, where are there potential backlogs of maintenance, optimizing the plan, preventive maintenance, looking at how we can optimize spares, and then really kind of helping our clients on that journey towards predictive maintenance. And then I guess outside of, main AI, really from a wood perspective is, it's just continuing to serve our clients across the industry that we operate in. We are prioritizing that keen focus in those digital solutions, decarbonization, as I mentioned. We are based, from the Americas. Houston is our Americas headquarters. We have a strong presence across the U.S. Gulf Coast in the downstream refining and chemical sector, the power and industrial sector, and the upstream oil and gas sector. And again, we deliver across all of our business units, so from projects, operations, and consulting, and really just that message, for our clients that we're here to support. We have all these kind of different tools and technology, but our core services of engineering, project delivery, operation support are still a core focus of our business as well. So.
Well, Stephen, if someone wants to learn a little bit more about wood, where should they go to check you out and learn more about you?
So first of all, I would suggest, our website has a lot of information. So that's www.woodplc.com. And then I guess the additional pieces, please feel free to reach out to myself. I'm happy to point you in the direction of, the key kind of specialist if there's a specific technical query. We do attend, as you kind of mentioned, Jeremy, a lot of the kind of key events. We have a good contingent heading to the ECC Extra conference later this week, and all the kind of local industry forums. But certainly our website would be the first port of call for someone who doesn't know anyone at Wood. We have the contact us page on there that you can reach out to, as I say, or you can alternatively, connect directly with myself via LinkedIn, or through the contact details in BIC Magazine as well. So.
Well, Stephen, thank you so much for our relationship. I always appreciate you, and thanks for coming on and give us a nice little overview of what we're seeing in the EPC world and all the exciting things that Wood's up to now. So I'll talk to you soon, my friend.
Thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate it.
So we look forward to having more engagement in the future. For all of our viewers and audience, we say thank you. Remember, for more videos, news, and podcasts, visit bicmagazine.com. And remember, everybody, it's what we do together that counts.